This is an interesting fight. Anthony Smith versus what's his name? Oh yeah, Roman Dolidze. That's right. It's gonna be interesting because Roman's moving up a weight class, so to light heavyweight. So he's usually a 185er. So this will be interesting because Anthony was really impressive for a time. He was on a pretty nice run, and then he got hurt, and he's had a rough go of it last couple fights. He won his last fight. I think it was his last fight he won, right? Or I don't remember. Let's take a look. I think he won his last fight, and yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, submission. That's right. So that was a big jump for Vitor Petrino there. Okay. So yeah, he had a rough go of it with Khalil, and he beat Ryan Spann by decision, and that was a pretty close fight. And I lost to Johnny Walker, who just got annihilated last weekend, sadly for him. Anyway, let's see what Brett.
UFC Apex. It is UFC 303 fight week here with Anthony Smith, who was not supposed to be on this card 2 weeks ago, and then he was
short notice
scares
me.
Carlos Ulberg, and now he's fighting Roman Dolidze at UFC 303. My first question though is, it is media day, and we're walking around, and the different fighters from UFC 303 are walking around. Have you and Alex Pereira crossed paths at all today?
Once he was getting off the elevator at the.
Now, for those who don't know, Alex and Anthony, they don't really have beef. I wouldn't say they have beef, but they have a little bit of, I don't know. I mean, they kind of did for a second, but it wasn't like serious beef. They've got something going on back and forth, and Anthony and well, he's a commentator, and he'd said some stuff about how would Alex do against a big time grappler, and so there's been some kind of banter back and forth about that, and then Alex acted like he was asleep at his last fight, which was hilarious. And then I think Anthony said something about, I don't know, it basically Alex said, "I'll let you start on my back in a choke, and I bet you can't finish it, and for 10 grand or something like that." And so there's been some banter that way. And so basically, if Anthony wins this fight and Alex wins, even if Alex doesn't win, there's a possible matchup between Anthony and Alex, which we'll see how Anthony does. I'm hoping his head's in it and he's ready to rock and roll.
The hotel.
Don't get me wrong, though. It's a hard fight with Alex Pereira.
Just real quick in passing here.
It's easy to say.
That's it, yeah.
Did you meet eyes?
It's really easy
like
to say. Let's jump in and grab his leg, but when he hits you with that left hand,
and then he's getting rushed to my.
I don't know, man.
I'm getting rushed to mine. So nothing yet.
I mean, you're kind of aware.
Have you interviewed him yet?
I have.
Did he say anything about me?
He didn't say anything about you.
I said, I don't know why he doesn't like me.
I think he doesn't like you because you have inferred that he has no wrestling skills.
Okay. All right.
I just said that.
How much is he kind of? I mean, you're a veteran. You're going to be focused on your opponent. You're going to be focused on getting the job done. But like, you feel like this is an opportunity. He's here. You're here. He's got what you want. Like, how much presence does he have in your mind on this week?
Zero. Yeah, like none at all. Alex he's an amazing fighter. He's very good at what he does. He's a polarizing figure. Just not to me. Like he does everything really good.
Yeah, because you haven't been in there with him, so
he's just not on my mind that much. I'm putting these fights in a box one at a time. Carlos Ulberg was a fight that I felt comfortable with.
I love Anthony, but I do wonder how much of that is accurate, just because he asked about Alex right now. Brett asked about it, but Anthony kind of was like, yeah, you talked to him, you say anything about me, that kind of thing. Like, that makes me think Anthony does think about him a little bit. I think Anthony might think if he gets his hands on him, it's over, which I'm sure he does think that. Why wouldn't he think that, of course? So, at that level, these guys on any given night, could be the champion. So why wouldn't he think that? But it's odd because Glover Teixeira, Alex's training partner and coach, and Anthony have always got along real well. and had a good scuffle between them as well. And it's kind of weird to see. It's odd because you would think that Alex wouldn't have that bad blood towards Anthony if there is actually bad blood, just because of the relationship of his coach and him. But I guess that, Alex's wrestling is not good. He holds his opponent on the ground, stays safe. He's smart about it. He uses good defensive jiu-jitsu, and basically gets out of the round most of the time, and then starts back on his feet where he's advantageous. But you're not seeing him swing for arm bars or triangles or do anything risky on the bottom, really exercise his skills in jiu-jitsu or try to get up, really. And I do believe he has, I don't know, I think he might be a black belt in jiu-jitsu now. I'm not really sure about that, but I know that I think he just got a belt, and can't remember if it was his brown belt or his black belt. But yeah, anyway, that's
because of just
see what
training
happens
with
if they ever
Jamal
fight.
and already being focused on him. Roman Dolidze is interesting to me because I think it's really commendable him coming up to 205 on short notice, having to travel all the way here, and then I like his style. He's kind of a dog. He's aggressive. He's going to come forward and
Roman hits like a truck.
I like fights like that.
Have you sparred with him?
We've trained together a little bit, just maybe a couple rounds. And it's hard to really tell there. Like, no one's really at their best. I just had like 2 hours with Strickland too, so I was kind of gassed. So I don't know that either one of us got a lot out of that.
How do you feel about the way it all settled, the way it all played
2
out?
hours, 2 hours with Sean Strickland.
Like I mentioned in the intro, like you agreed to a certain fight. You're at a point in your career where it's like you don't need to be taking these fights on short notice. You agreed to a certain fight because, like you said, you were comfortable with Olberg.
Yeah, Anthony's taken a ton of fights on short notice, so sometimes it pans out, sometimes it doesn't. Obviously for anybody, but we'll see what happens.
It made sense in the division. Now it's a fight. It's a fight to make this card stronger.
Right.
But you're fighting a middleweight. Like, are you cool with the way it all played out?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in shape. My weight was low. I was training really hard, like kind of stress-free without a target, which kind of put me in a really good position to take a short notice fight. I didn't want to fight a middleweight. And I mean, you can ask every available light heavyweight right now why I'm fighting a middleweight. Because every single one of those guys said no.
Why?
Every single one.
Why do you
I
think?
don't know, but here's what, and I'm going to catch a lot of crap for this, but all of them talk about they want to fight me. They want to, I could beat Anthony Smith. I want to fight him. I want to, like, they all say that.
A lot of them do say
None
that.
of them actually want to. They want the world to think that they want to, and they want to be able to get the shine and the response from me standing here with you on ESPN or on my podcast or, whatever broadcast I'm on. They want the response because they all had the opportunity, and all of them said no. So,
yeah,
it is
two
what
weight
it
thing
is.
is
And Roman
it's
Dolidze
sketchy,
is not
man.
a small middleweight. Like, he's a big dude.
Yeah.
Or he's not a small. He wouldn't be a small light heavyweight. Like, he's a big guy.
Yeah, Roman's
And I like the fight. I like the fact that he's going to fight, and because I'm making decisions not based on.
I really think this is going to be a pretty big aspect of Anthony's career here. We're going to go ahead and move on because they're probably just going to keep on talking about this, and really it's a title eliminator potentially if the beef stays, or whatever you want to call it, stays there between him and Alex Pereira. Which is great for Anthony Smith because I don't really, to be honest, see him getting a title shot without something like that feeling it, just because of the position he's put himself in the last couple fights. But he's great, and I love Anthony Lionheart Smith. I think he's one of my favorite guys to watch fight, and has been for a long time. So I wish him all the best, and I hope he gets it done Saturday, and I hope he does get that championship fight, and I hope he gets that done too. I hate to see Alex Pereira lose though, so that's a hard one. I like both of them a lot.